Hello. So I've identified as a spiritual seeker for 6 years. And I had all kinds of ideas about what it would be like to find self-realization and liberation, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. I've had recent insights that are um, have broken a lot of my ideas that I had about what this would be like. I was waiting to one day wake up and be my idealized self. And I see now that that never happens. What happens is like a great giving up, a great hopelessness, a great exhaustion. Speaking for myself. There is an energetic phenomenon that's trying to become comfortable on camera. I wanted to talk about my insight of realizing that no one is here. It's a natural thing that occurs, apparently, in nature. It's funny when I think back of how 6 years I tried to make that happen in any way that I could think of. The things I've done seeking is funny. Because I believed it would get rid of suffering and make me some idealized version of myself. There's this compelling magnetic pull towards truth, apparently, sometimes. And we are being pulled into a black hole. If we knew what this was, we probably wouldn't choose it. This isn't me becoming holy or not even psychologically healthy, really. I mean, I'm sure that could happen, but just because you see that no one is here doesn't change anything necessarily. But it can be really funny, and it can be really disappointing, and it can be terrifying. And it can make thoughts and emotions more obvious here, anyway. It does feel like love because when there is no one, then there is no perpetrator. There's no ignorance. There's no lack. There's no victim. There's no one to blame. There's no one to forgive. There's no one to be worthy or unworthy. There's just this. And this is freedom. This is aliveness. Feels a lot like being a wild animal, a wild traumatized animal. It's so funny that I thought that this would give me something, that I would be able to bring love and light to the world, and that I would be that I would be holy, that I would be wise, that my neurotic thoughts and behaviors would fall away. And things fall away, and who's to say they, more things won't fall away. But there is no one to choose to do or to not do anything. It's just this. And much of the time, there's no choice but to accept what arises. Because what else? When you see there is no one, no agent of thoughts or emotions, or actions, then it is what it is, isn't it? You're forced to fall in love with this animal that you see from, that you sense from. It's just a pattern. It's freaky when you start to realize that you're not choosing, that you didn't think that you didn't feel that, even though it appeared. You're like, whoa. And then you're like, oh fuck, what did I sign up for? But I have no regrets. No regrets arise here. And I'm grateful for everything that appeared, you know, in the past that led to this point, all the suffering and all the suffering to come. I'm sure this will deepen, and anything can arise here. Triggers can arise still. Less often, I would say, but they're very, very in your face, and it's like they're stronger, you know, the thoughts and the feelings, the triggers now. But for no one. You know, listening to this message for years, trying to grasp and understand and make the paradoxes make sense, you know. Striving towards death. Nothing is avoided. It's just gone deeply into. You die into the suffering. You enter the suffering fully until you love it. And it's beautiful. It's miraculous that this is here. Just because. There's a neutralness, an evenness. Everything under the sun is equal. And beyond the sun, which is beautiful. It's good. But it kind of takes away your drama, you know, which is great. But it's seen that it's also great when things don't seem even. It's all this. Ignorance is liberation. Suffering is freedom. Hatred is love. It feels like a gift from no one to no one.